Humble audience, I regret to inform you that there's a scourge among the younger generation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have trouble with the capital T that rhymes with P that stands for alternative. Alternative music is where we explain every nook and cranny of pop music and still dares to call itself alternative. I bet you call Imagine Dragons alternative, right? No, wrong. It's pop music now. B96 has gotten its greedy paws all over it and has changed the alternative label that we all know and love.
You know, I feel like alternative has really changed from what it used to be. Well, I guess it's not necessarily the music that's changed, but more so how it's been categorized. Like other music, for example. Sorry if I sound a bit ignorant saying this, but I absolutely hate it when people can't properly fit music into their respective genres. Just to clarify for anyone who hasn't gotten it through their thick skulls, Metallica is not death metal.
Now, don't get me wrong, I also could silver some pickups through 21 Pilots, but B96 needs to get out of Q101's territory. I used to be an avid listener of Q101, or Q877, but now all they play is Imagine Dragons, New Paramore, and Lord. Guess who else plays those? B96. Get out of my perfectly good genre, thanks.
Look, I know it sounds like I'm trying to tell you that all this alternative stuff is bad, but it's not necessarily that I don't like the music, because really I do. The only music I just can't tolerate is the typical modern music that we get nowadays that just uses the same formula over and over again and somehow makes millions. I mean, I'll admit, Pantera can get repetitive a lot. I get that. You don't have to be a good songwriter to make songs. It's just that when I listen to music, I like to feel the music, not just listen to it. Whether it's metal, rap, or even classical, I just love to be emotionally invested in it. Like Adele, for example. When she sings, it sounds like she puts her absolute heart and soul into it, and I love it. Or a band like Rage Against the Machine. They sound like they want to drive their fist through your freaking chest! And I love it! And when I listen to Pink Floyd, it just puts me in this new abstract consciousness, and I just get lost in it, and I love it. And I'm not a drug addict, I promise. But when I hear the same electronic, auto-tuned songs over and over again, with the same lyrics and the same melody, with little to no passion put into it, it just doesn't do it for me.
You know, another thing that drives me up a wall? When I want to listen to a band with a female vocalist, then iHeartRadio or any other music streaming program that I so choose decides that means that all I want to listen to is other female vocalists, rather than the same genre. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love female vocalists. It's just that when I'm listening to The Pretty Reckless, an awesome hardcore rock band with an awesome female singer, that doesn't mean I want to listen to Miley Cyrus. Okay, that's kind of sexist, actually. Like, if I'm listening to Metallica, you're not going to tell me to listen to Bruno Mars because he's a guy, right? Right. But I digress. Furthermore, female bassists. The music industry always says that females only belong in one place in the music industry, and that's vocals. No, that's wrong. I want awesome female bassists, somebody to look up to that's cool. I've been looking around and found there are plenty, but they're just not in none of the super popular bands, which makes them hard to listen to. I want awesome metal ladies out there.
You know, another thing that gets on my nerves is when bands are categorized based on their singles rather than their other material. One of the first bands that comes to mind is a band that's very close to me, Styx. Now, I know what at least some of you are thinking. Really? They did Come Sail Away, didn't they? And that Mr. Roboto song. This guy with the long hair and the metal t-shirt likes them? Well, over the past few years, my family and I have been constantly going to Styx concerts. I won't estimate how many to avoid sounding like I'm bragging, but I'll tell you it's more times than I can count. And after hearing their songs a million times and practically memorizing their entire live set list, I've come to realize Styx is a real rock band. They have great songs like Man in the Wilderness, One with Everything, Shoes, and so many others, but all they're known for is Come Sail Away, Babe, Best of Times, and I guess there's Renegade. And don't get me wrong, those are all fantastic songs. It's just that Styx isn't some radio hit chick band that only gets listened to by women in their 50s. I just wish people would understand.
Rock, pop, alternative, and sometimes country. Those are the only 4 genres that seem to exist in music streaming programs. Genres aren't so general, you guys. You can't just put Nickelback, Black Sabbath, and Marilyn Manson under the umbrella of rock because it doesn't exist. Get it right. iTunes and company need to figure out that there are more than 4 genres on this earth. Techno fans of any sort can agree.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna come out and say it. My name is Nathaniel. And I didn't want to say it before, but I like Nickelback. Okay? I don't think they suck. I mean, they're not my favorite band or anything, but they're definitely not as bad as the internet will tell you. I mean, this just goes back to the whole reputation thing, like Styx. Nickelback's problem is that the only songs they release are radio hits. Songs with catchy choruses that people can sing along to and share with all their friends. But seriously, in my opinion, Nickelback has some really good heavy songs. They just never get heard because no one wants to actually sit down and listen to an album anymore. Instead, we get one song that lasts about a maximum of a year, and after that, the songs are old and no one listens to them.
You know, the music industry is just so manufactured. Bands are put together, packaged, and sold to the public as an object, especially boy bands. I'm not pointing any fingers, but the only direction they're going is down on the charts. Boy bands seem to reach a certain peak and then slowly but steadily decline out of the public eye. Let's think about this. Jonas Brothers, anybody? When's the last time you heard anything about them? Other bands don't have that certain peak point. Sure, there are one-hit wonders, but then there are also bands that endure the test of time. But you know what sucks the most about music?
I can't find anybody who shares my
opinions. Hey.
Hey.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. Hey, do you want to, hang out sometime? I just downloaded The Wall by Pink Floyd, and we could totally listen to it.
I thought you'd never ask.